welcome to Old Ways Gardening and Prepping. My name is Teresa. I'd like to welcome you out to the shed of many names on this late evening of late night canning, or especially late night pressure canning. This is part 2 of the making your own homemade chicken bone stock, not bone broth. I go steps further and make chicken bone stock. Now, this is a late night version, so bear with me. It's coffee night. Now, there are some, if you haven't watched the first part, it would be posted the day before this one. Alright, now, make sure there are some rules you have to follow. Make sure that everything is clean and sanitized. Clean, people, means clean. Your jars are warm because my chicken stock is not hot, it's very warm. So these are fresh out of the dishwasher. My funnel, you're going to need a funnel that's sanitized, a ladle. I put my salt in the jars, that way I can control how much salt goes into my chicken stock. You're going to need some vinegar. I use apple cider vinegar all the time, or you can use white vinegar to wipe the rim of your jars to make sure that none of it gets on the rim, which can cause your seals to fail. I have my seals here, or my lids, and mine you do not have to pre-boil, so that's great. I have my bands, I have my spoon to measure my salt, I have a paper towel to put the jar on in case there's any spills. It gets caught by the paper towel and keeps everything clean. And I have a paper towel to use with my vinegar. So, let's get started. I am fixing to go get the pot of chicken bone stock, bring it over here, and we're going to start canning because this old gal's about ready for bed. It won't be long. I'll see you back here in just a few minutes. Okay, I have the beautiful bone stock right here. I'm going to get my first jar, put my funnel in, and I'm going to put a teaspoon of salt in. And I use Himalayan pink salt. And you want to make sure you stir your bone stock really well. Look how rich and beautiful that is. Because I don't want any plain bone broth. I want to know that what I'm using is nutritious and it's going to be packed with flavor. Okay, now you want a 1-inch headspace, which is, see this rim right here, that first ring, at the very bottom of that is your 1-inch headspace. Always have a jar ready, put your funnel straight into it. Even though I know I didn't spill any, I'm still going to wipe my rims. Now I'm telling everybody, always double check your lids. See, like right there, there's a bubble right in the middle. And there's a missed one right over there. I will not use this lid. And these are ball lids. Ball? You should be ashamed of yourself. I have always loved using ball, but I'm getting to the point where it's not worth it. Because when you have to exclude 2 to 3, sometimes more lids per box, that gets expensive, especially with your prices. So everyone, be careful and keep your eyes on your lids. And you just barely want your ring to be finger tight. Look at that beautiful jar of healthiness. Oops, that's right, I already got one set up. And I usually take them 2 at a time to the canner. And my canner water is hot, and I already have a glug of vinegar in it, and that helps keep your jars nice and clean. Go on. When you're using vinegar, watch out for the gnats, because they will find it. And they are relentless. And you want to make sure that you use that 1-inch head space, because you want to make sure you get the most out of your jar usage. Okay, that is wiped clean. That one looks good. Finger tight. I'm going to go put these in the canner, and I'll bring y'all right back. Okay, I have my first layer of jars on the bottom, and I'll put my separator plate. Yes, with this All-American, I can double layer my jars, or double stack them, as long as I use this separator, and I'll be able to can 19 pints per batch, as long as they're regular mouth jars. Wide mouth jars, I get, I think, 16. Okay, I'll bring you back here in a bit. Okay, I almost made it to 19. I was blessed with 18 and a half pints. The other half pint will be going into the fridge and will be used very soon. Alright, I have my jars all in. Watch out, the pot is hot. I am using olive oil on my rim, because one wonderful thing about All-Americans, you don't have to worry about any rubber seals. You definitely want to make sure you oil your rim on all your All-Americans. That way you'll be able to get your lid off, because if you don't do it, you're not going to get your lid off. And you'll see an arrow here and a indentation here. You want to line them both up. There we go. And you want to start opposite sides, just finger tight. And that way you'll know that your lid is going to be locked down level. Then you go back and you tighten them. Level up your cooker, your pressure canner over your flame. I'm going to get her started and I will bring you back when she gets up to temp. See you here in a little bit. Okay, she is finally up to temp. You can see it venting, and I will let her vent for 10 minutes. I want to make sure that the pressure's up. She's venting very well, and in 10 minutes, I will bring you back. Okay, she has been venting for 10 minutes, a good solid vent. See. Alright, for my area, I'm going to need to use the 10-pound weight. Don't be scared of it, just put it right on. Now, I'm going to let her slowly come up to 11 pounds of pressure is what I'm looking for. And once I hit the 11 pounds of pressure steady, I will bring you back. Okay, she is at a steady 11 pounds of pressure. Don't worry, that will stop once in a while. It'll only jiggle when the pressure needs to be released some. Now, since these are pint jars, it's only going to take 20 minutes. Now, quart jars, if you can in quart jars, it's going to take 25 minutes. So, when the 20 minutes is over, which starting it now, I will bring you right back. See you after a while. Okay, she is done canning for the 20 minutes. Cut the flame off. Don't touch nothing. Don't bother the weight. Don't touch the pot. Let your dial come all the way down to 0. So that means your canner has completely depressurized. And give it about 30 minutes afterwards. And then you can safely, well, we will safely open her up and look at the beautiful goodness that comes out of this amazing blessing of a canner. Alright, I'll see you here in about 40 minutes or so. Okay, it's completely depressurized down to 0, and I let it sit for about 30 minutes. Use a pot holder always to take your weight off. Just believe me, it's going to be hot. And those will be hot as well. This is where you need to be careful, because everything is still hot inside. Open the lid away from you and let the steam vent away from you. Let's take out some of these beautiful jars of homemade chicken bone stock. I will bring you back as soon as I have the canner unloaded. You can hear the beautiful sounds of the jars sealing, which is music to my ears. Hopefully, y'all were able to hear some of them. The pinging closed of the lids is beautiful music. And when you bring your jars up, you want to bring them straight up. Don't tilt them at all to get the water off. Straight up and out. And they're still singing and pinging. Alright, bring you right back. Alright, simple, easy, and homemade. And you know what the best part is? Well, there's several really good parts, but I know exactly what's in there. I know how good it tastes. And see, I have, it was a little over half a jar, not enough to can. The other half has already tried it. I've tried it, and I'm trying it again. Thick, rich, extremely delicious, and absolutely nutritious. Now, in this broth, I love to hear that sound. You'll see the layers of green. This one has a little more. I was trying to get it evened out, but that one was just a little happy. You can see it still dancing around. There's nothing wrong with that jar. That is bits and pieces of sage, any green seasoning I use, stinging little pieces of stinging nettle as well, which is going to make this chicken stock, chicken bone stock even healthier. Now, here's the good part. From what was just scraps, I have made enough for 18 dinners. Yes, this can be made into dinners. I can cook rice in it. I can make, because it's really condensed, which is wonderful. I can add a little more water. I can make a soup for 2 people. With what's coming down the pike, we all gonna have to learn how to eat smaller portions. 1 pint jar is plenty of chicken bone stock for 2 people. Now, a quart jar can easily sustain 4 people or more, depending on what you do with it. But if I wanted to, 1 jar of this can be added to beans, and I can up even more things with that. So much you can do. I can also add just a little more water to one of these, pour the jar out, add just a little bit more water, and if I wanted to, homemade chicken and dumplings. You don't always, this is so compacted with nutrients, and chicken, you don't have to have chicken meat in there. There's plenty of chicken bone nutrients. Some chicken meat, it ain't no flavor. It's real chicken. It can be chicken and dumplings. This can be made into a big pot of gravy, added to beans, make a quick soup. Sky's the limit. It's all up to your imagination. Alright, now what you're going to want to do is let your jars completely cool. Let them sit for close to about 24 hours. Once they have cooled down completely, which is going to take a while, it's going to take overnight. Check your seals. If you hear a pop, 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 means it didn't seal. Put it in the fridge. Use it within a week's time. But they should all seal without a problem. Once you know they're completely cooled, they are sealed, you're going to want to give them a light, sudsy, warm, not hot, warm, because you don't want to pop your seal, and you don't want to use cold water either, because that can pop your seal on your lids. Give them a good sudsy bath, rinse them off, let them dry, and on the top or on the side, however you want to do it, you need to label what's in the jar and the month and year that you made it. Simple, easy, people, homemade. I know what's in this chicken bone stock, and as you can see, look how beautifully dark and rich that is. Are you going to find that in the store? Oh no, you're not. And if you're doing chicken broth, most of anything you get in the store you can see through. You ain't going to see through this, because it is condensed with nutrition, vitamins, minerals, protein, so many wonderful things, and I love watching them bubble inside, because let me tell you, these babies are hot. Okay, I love that sound. I look forward to seeing you in my next video, and I'm going to bring you down, let you see it bubble. See you back here in just a bit. Now this way, you can see them still bubbling. It is going to take a while for these babies to cool down and quit bubbling. Beautiful pint jars of nourishment. 18 dinners. You can see that they are extremely hot. Alright, I'm going to get off of here, because it is time for us to finally get to head home and go to bed. This has been a very, very long night, but it's been worth every second. Everyone take care, keep safe and sound, continue to stock your pantries with nutritious food that will sustain you. Stay safe, stay sound, and stay positive. Above all else, know that we've got this together. Take care. May you each be blessed, and I will see you soon.